The arrest details, the courtroom drama, reactions from fellow cast members and fans, the silent response from TLC, and what happens next in Natalie's roller coaster of a life.
I am Survivor. Flat delivery, dead eyes, no music. Said to no one, filmed by herself, uploaded by herself. That is not a woman having a breakdown. That is a woman who has cast herself in the title role of a show nobody greenlit, and she is about to make...
Natalie also mentioned she was studying psychology and practicing self-love.
The famous line, "Do you love me?" Kiev-accented, plaintive, delivered to husband Mike Youngquist 6 different times in one dinner scene on the season 8 finale. Every time she asks, his answer gets more bewildered. And this is the Natalie signature. Every fan who watched that scene walked away thinking Mike was cold. They were supposed to. The director of the scene was Natalie.
She felt suffocated in the woods and finally left Mike to go live in California with her new boyfriend, Josh Weinstein.
Natalie Mordovtseva is a former journalist, former actress, pageant competitor, and lifelong resident of the Fourth Wall who arrived in Sequim, Washington in 2020 to marry a 36-year-old potato farmer with an off-grid cabin and a mother named Trish. Trish, as I am contractually obligated to remind you, is a crucial detail. Trish allegedly called her a hooker. The franchise is litigated whether Trish did or did not call her a hooker for approximately 4 years. The franchise does not notice that Natalie is the only person who heard it.
Natalie's walk and body language were really professional, and viewers loved it.
Before she married him, she walked out of the wedding, literally, at the altar, on camera, which in any normal marriage would be a reason not to marry someone, and in Natalie's marriage was a reason to marry him the next day. They had a ceremony. She threw a ring, she left. He followed, she came back. She married him. 2 weeks later, she left for Florida. This is the opening episode of her first season. And it is, looking back,
Every time Mike said he would divorce her, Natalie stopped him.
because here's the thesis. Natalie is not a woman with mental health problems being poorly served by American boyfriends. But Natalie is an actress, a trained actress, credited on Ukrainian films with an IMDb page we can all Google, who correctly identified in 2019 that reality television is the only stage in America that casts Ukrainian women over 35 on purpose. And she booked the gig. And she has been running her own production company inside the show ever since. The tears are real. The tears are also hit marked.
Natalie was an actress and model when she lived in Ukraine.
Watch what she does. Watch how she does it. Natalie is the only cast member in the franchise with her own confessional YouTube channel. She self-films, she self-edits. She uploads direct-to-camera monologues about her own breakups in the same visual grammar as her tell-all confessionals, with the same wobble in her voice and the same glassy stare. The show airs on TLC on Sunday. She airs on her own channel on Monday. Same performance, different distributor.
Natalie stated she has a stable place to live with her mother, and as a college student, she's also eligible to request housing if necessary.
After Mike, she booked Josh Weinstein. Josh is, and I say this as a neutral observer of adult men with last names, exactly the kind of guy you get cast with when the producers want comedy. He is 43, Floridian, lives in a condo that looks like a Holiday Inn suite, and made his fortune in what his own Instagram describes as private equity. Josh gave her an apartment. Josh gave her a car. Josh paid her rent. Josh paid her rent after she broke up with him on television. This is not a boyfriend. This is a recurring character she wrote into her series as the wealthy older man who can't let go.
What Natalie's grief means. After relationship with Josh, Natalie allowed herself to fully grieve her breakup with Josh.
And then, and this is the moment I knew Natalie was operating on a higher plane than the show, She accused Sophie Sierra on The Last Resort in front of the entire cast of sleeping with Josh. Sophie's another cast member. Sophie's boyfriend Rob was present. The accusation came with zero evidence. Zero. Not a text, not a witness, not a screenshot. Just Natalie, dead-eyed, announcing the affair into a room, watching the room detonate, and walking away with the most clipped moment of the season.
Natalie is independent, no longer needs Josh's support.
Sophie denied it. Sophie cried. Sophie's boyfriend, Rob, threatened to leave. Production had to stop. The cast was divided. Reddit was at war. It was, by every metric TLC cares about, a blockbuster hour of television. And it was entirely authored by Natalie. The accusation was her script. The reaction shot she wanted was the ensemble she got. 4 days later, she recanted on her own YouTube channel, not on TLC, on her own channel. The kind of note a director gives the cast after the shoot wraps.
Natalie left Mike to pursue her acting dreams when she met Josh and followed him to California, but refused to divorce Mike.
The car, by the way, the one Josh gave her, it was a Mercedes SUV, leased, in her name. Josh signed the paperwork and paid the monthly, which he continued to pay. And I want to be clear, this is on camera and cross-confirmed in his confessionals. Star after Natalie had publicly called him a liar on Last Resort. He kept the payments going. She drove the car to pageants. She drove the car to the Trader Joe's. She drove the car, in one particularly bold episode, to a date with a different man. Josh kept paying. And the ring. Josh's ring. A diamond, which she kept. Which she has worn in confessionals during seasons where she is text at camera, breaking up with him. Which she has, per her own social, also posted pictures of after the breakup. Because the ring is a prop. The ring is a prop in the Natalie Mordovtseva show. It is not, and has never been, primarily about Josh.
Yes, you read that right. Natalie won the Nationality California award, and she happily received the crown and sash.
While the Josh storyline was still airing, Natalie flew to California and won Ms. Nationality California. You don't know what Ms. Nationality California is. I'm not going to explain it. What matters is that she won it, and she posted the crown, and she posted the sash, and she posted the bouquet, and the Josh storylines producers had to edit around it. Because you cannot cut a scene where a woman is crying about betrayal when she is also factually 3 weeks out from winning a regional pageant. The show pretended the pageant didn't exist. The pageant pretended the show didn't exist. Natalie ran both tracks in parallel. This is what an auteur does. Pivot. Because the show itself won't admit this, and the subreddit won't admit this, and frankly, Natalie won't admit it either, there is a difference between a woman who performs emotions and a woman who doesn't feel them. Natalie feels things. Probably. What she also does, and this is the distinction the franchise cannot handle, is track her own feelings as material. When she cries about Mike, the crying is sincere, and it is also a scene. When she accuses Sophie, the anger is real, and it is also a cliffhanger.
She originally came to the United States to marry Mike Youngquist, but they separated 6 months after the wedding.
The baby pivot is the tell. Season 1, Mike, the pitch is love. Season 2, Mike, the pitch is a baby. Season 3, Josh, the pitch is marriage, then a baby. Season 4, Josh, the pitch is betrayal, then a breakup, then a comeback, then a pageant, then a second breakup. Each season, the pitch changes to match what the producers are selling. This is not a woman failing to find love across 4 relationships. This is a woman writing 4 different.
If her dreams of becoming a model or actress don't work out, Natalie has been studying psychology as a backup plan.
Between seasons, she pivots. Literally, she rebrands. One off season, she is a pageant queen. Another, she is a yoga instructor. Another, a wellness influencer with a CBD side hustle. Another, a self-described spiritual coach who runs weekend retreats in Clearwater. Every rebrand is announced on her YouTube channel with the exact same production values. Ring light, plain wall, single take, crying on cue, slight accent emphasized. The brand she is building is not any of these verticals. The brand is the rebrand itself. Her content pillar is reinvention, and every reinvention is an audition for the next 90-day season. Go watch her audition tape for Survivor. It's public. It's on YouTube. She is in jeans on a beach in Florida, doing a flat affect monologue about how she has already survived. It is a masterclass in pivot. She took the exact iconography the 90-day show built for her, the frail Ukrainian emotional lead lady, and reframed it, 90 seconds of footage, as survivalist credential. Same footage, new show, same Natalie, new genre. She is running cross-platform.
She rose to fame chasing love and a new life in America.
I am actress. It is not easy. She has told us, repeatedly, on camera, in her own voice, with the cameras rolling. The franchise keeps editing that line as evidence of her delusion. It is not evidence of her delusion. It is evidence that she has been telling us the entire time what kind of show she thinks she is on. We have been watching Mike and Natalie, or Josh and Natalie, or The Last Resort, Natalie. She has been filming Natalie Mordovtseva, a biography.
Natalie, who first appeared on season 7 of 90 Day Fiancé alongside ex-husband Mike Youngquist, was always a polarizing figure.
Now, and this is where I have to be a person about her, not just a critic. Some of this is real pain, and some of it is real immigration, and some of it is a real war she fled. And some of it is the real fact that her mother is in Ukraine and she is in Florida. And those facts do not stop mattering just because she figured out how to edit them into content. A woman can be a performer and a person. She can pitch her own breakups as scripts and also be underneath a 38-year-old in St. Petersburg whose passport options are limited. Both things are true. The show has room for one of them. YouTube has room for the other. She posts on YouTube.
In the past, Natalie was allegedly known to be cold or visibly upset when approached in public, but now it seems she's made a real effort to be more approachable and kinder.
The Mike and Natalie farmhouse in Sequim, episode 4. Natalie is mopping, or not mopping. Natalie is cinematically holding a mop. Mike, off camera, is being asked by a producer what he thinks of his fiancé. Natalie is in the shot. And she is not doing the thing a normal person does while being filmed doing a chore. She is doing a version of the chore. She pauses at intervals. She glances up. She does a small, performed sigh. She is giving the cinematographer, whose name is somewhere in the credits, a better shot. This is a woman who has been on a film set before and knows what the director wants before director asks.
Natalie's separation from Mike led fans to wonder if she would have to leave America soon.
She invokes Ukraine. She invokes her mother. She invokes her passport. She invokes her age, 37. She reminds us every season she's 37, then 38, then 39, the biological clock. And every single one of these invocations is factually true and also a well-placed beat. This is the distinctive Natalie move. The lines are not fabricated. They are merchandised.
When Natalie dumped Mike in December 2020, Just a few months after their April 2020 wedding, she remained married to him.
Mike, for his part, is an unwilling co-star. Mike Youngquist is a man who wanted a farmhouse wife and accidentally cast a Tarkovsky lead. He does not know his lines. He does not know his blocking. Every scene with him is shot in reaction because he is, I mean this as a compliment, incapable of performing. When the camera finds him with Natalie, he looks like a guy from Sequim, Washington, being filmed eating a sandwich next to a woman doing an Oscar reel. They are not in the same movie. She is the movie. He is the set.
He became Natalie's third husband, but only for a short while.
Okay, ramp. Here is the question the franchise will not ask. If Natalie is an auteur, if she has been all along writing her own arc and casting her own exes, what is the show for? Because if Natalie is the director, TLC is the distributor, and Mike and Josh are the unpaid co-stars, and the entire genre of 90 Day Fiancé is built on the premise that the cast doesn't know what the show is. Natalie knows. Natalie has always known. Natalie is the first cast member to figure out that the cast member is the product and the relationship is the packaging.
Natalie has never posted
Спасибо.
about her
Мне
attending
было очень
college
приятно
or completing
встретиться.
She has, in recent seasons, referred to herself as having representation. A manager. Reality cast members do not have managers. Reality cast members have, at best, a reality cast member agent who books them on podcasts with other reality cast members. Natalie has, per her own public filings and her own Instagram, a management company. She is pitching herself as talent. She wants the transition. She wants to be an actress with a credit outside the franchise. And here's the twist. The franchise has become her demo reel.
Another clip featured her receiving her crown. Yet,
She has openly campaigned to be cast on Survivor. She has said it on podcasts. She has said it in interviews. She has said it, remember, in the cold open of this episode, I am Survivor. That sentence, recontextualized, is not a tragedy monologue. It is a pitch. She is talking to the casting director of a competing show. On the air of the show she is currently employed by. She is using her current season as an audition reel for the season after. Nobody in this franchise has ever done that. Nobody has ever been smart enough to do it.
In the post about Natalie, the blogger expressed surprise at how sweet Natalie was when interacting with fans.
And that's why she keeps getting cast. 4 shows, 7 seasons of her face, 1 completed relationship, 0. The franchise keeps rehiring her because she delivers every season, on time, on theme, through tears, with clean audio. She is the best actor the show has ever had. And the show cannot say so out loud because the entire genre depends on the fiction that nobody is acting. Natalie isn't failing at reality TV. Reality TV is failing at Natalie. She built a better show inside it, and TLC hasn't even noticed. If you made it this far, you either love me or you're looking for something to yell about in the comments. Either way, like, subscribe, and tell your